Colin.
Going rogue left and right, man.
And Mike, the 8 Man.
Oh my goodness gracious.
PTR Radio.
You ready to kick ass?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. It's the Monday before a holiday, which is always good.
Yes.
And you know, I was almost convinced to take today off of work, and then someone did convince me to take Friday off. So the reason why I was almost convinced to take today off is because there was a birthday party at my house this last weekend. A child's birthday party.
Oh, boy.
Yep. So we had it was an 8-year-old birthday party. They had a bounce house water slide that had to have been 2 stories tall. And then a foam party with a foam cannon. So my yard is pretty well trampled at this point in the backyard. The grass looks like an alien crop circle, essentially. So, you know, although I did try to keep convincing all of the adults that the foam thing could probably be rented for raves and glow stick parties, you know, and that, you know, with the proper amount of alcohol, it could be fun. So, not too many takers on that, though. But for once, I met somebody who knows someone on this show, and it wasn't me. Someone at the party actually knew someone else on this show.
Well,
it's very unlikely to be Mike. So
I was going to say.
Yes. So Colin, for once, finally, I found somebody who works at the same place as you that when I said, well, do you know Colin? They actually said yes.
Well, that's good.
Normally the answer is, who? But in this case, they said yes. In fact, they said, Colin is my boss. And then I said, okay, good. Tell me all the dirt. So, you know. Colin, and did you know Colin doesn't talk about this podcast at work? The guy did not know anything about this show.
I don't talk about much at work because I'm, you know, I work on days where nobody else is there.
He did not know how many bad movies we've watched, or nothing. So,
interesting enough, bad movies. One of the breweries by my house does a bad movie night every Tuesday. Last week, the bad movie was Hot Shots.
Did you say this has nothing?
To which I replied, I question your rating system on bad movies.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I
should
also
have
replied,
said,
if you're not doing this as a double feature with Top Secret, because Hot Shots Part 2 would be too easy, then we need to talk.
Well, yeah. Well, a brewery saying to you, here's a bad movie, is the best place to say, oh, no, literally, hold my beer.
Yes.
You know? I was in.
Would you like some bad movies? How about let's see, FDR, American Badass,
Tammy and the T-Rex,
Anna versus the Apocalypse, Velocipaster. Shall we continue? I mean, come on.
One of the national radio shows that I listened to, syndicated, brought up Velocipaster like they had never heard of it before. And I'm like, guys, this is silly. You know, if you want bad movies, this is where I got the CGI gator, idea from. I'm like, I can give you lots of bad movies if you guys really want to watch bad movies. I'm like, we have years and years worth of bad movies that we can recommend, to watch. And I've had recent conversations with several people about, here's some bad movies. If you really want movies, bad movies, here they are. So,
Velocipaster is actually a good choice for a bad movie worth admitting that you've seen, as opposed to Cocaine Shark, which don't admit to seeing that one.
No. Or I also talked about Zombies recently. And I said,
That's a good one too.
Not bad. Zombies 2, not really worth the remake, but it's there.
It exists.
Educating people that there are 6 different movies in the Tremors lineup,
Oh, that's a different category altogether.
But yeah, no. I mean, this knowledge comes up quite often, which is good. It's good. It's good that we have this, this repertoire of movie knowledge. So
yeah, that's what we'll call it.
Yeah,
I'll go with it.
Yeah,
why not?
I actually got somebody who works with Netflix and Amazon, and in particular, they help run the search stuff for Netflix. And they said, we hate people like you because you just ruin the algorithm by feeding by us feeding into it, but not in the way that they want.
Oh, so we're like the vote for the worst when it comes to Netflix algorithm.
We vote for the rent is too damn high guy.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. Yeah, but this is good for I would think that this is actually good because these are movies that Netflix can buy for like $2 and a pack of smokes, or $3 in a vape. I don't, maybe.
Yeah.
But so they get their money's worth out of us recommending these movies.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, if they get it, not only that, but think about the actors and the producers and everybody else. I mean, if it works like Spotify, where they get a penny a play or whatever it is, or a quarter of a penny a play, we're their only hope for any sense of revenue from this project.
Perhaps.
I doubt that it's seriously going to get watched unless we talk about it. So
it's true. Look at that. Look at Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
The week after we did the review on it, it was the #1 streamed thing on Amazon.
And how many times has it happened where we talk about something and then boom, goes wild? I mean, Run P wasn't the big hit it was until after we talked about it. So,
Yeah, how quickly that one kind of fizzled, huh?
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's still going, but
nobody goes to movies.
Yeah, that silly pandemic.
Patreon, and he's selling merchandise now because I want to wear a shirt that says "Run P" on it. Not for nothing, I don't.
No.
Maybe if it shows up on Temu, I'll buy it. But
yeah, Mike, you're starting to encroach on my thing. Do you see me with the poo hat on? No. But suddenly you got a flag in the background. Now, I love the flag. Listen, don't get me wrong. But,
I'm not going to encroach on it. I specifically got this just because, well, it's Johnny Five, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, for some reason, when did that movie come out? Because it popped up in like my time hop, I think like 40 years ago or some ridiculous.
1986.
So almost
40 years ago.
Almost 40 years ago.
Yes. Short Circuit, Batteries Not Included, and Flight of the Navigator all came out in the same year.
Wow. Those are quite some. That's quite a collection of movies there.
That's our childhood, is what that is.
See, the thing is, of those three, I would say Short Circuit was once my favorite, except that Short Circuit 2 has really damaged the original.
I agree. I watched Short Circuit 2 the other day just because I wanted to watch the We Need a Hero montage. But I will say out of those three, the batteries not included it's the diamond in the rough because I don't think it got the play that it deserved, but it's the most heartfelt of them.
It's the best movie. It's the best actual movie.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So here's my horrible take on this. Batteries Not Included is absolutely the best movie out of those three. It's basically Cocoon with robots.
Yes.
Right?
Well, it's the same cast for sure. Right? Yeah.
Flight of the Navigator is the one most primed for a remake.
It could reboot easily, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And Short Circuit is the movie that you can't really recommend to people ever again. Partly because Short Circuit 2, the only character besides Johnny Five who carried over to Short Circuit 2 is the one character that has ensured that this movie can never be publicly shown again.
Yeah.
I am talking about Fisher Stevens playing an Indian.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so, painted up Indian with the accent, everything.
Yeah. Which, remember, at the time, nobody cared about.
At the time, I don't know if anybody noticed. They probably thought, because they'd never seen the guy before, he could have been Indian. They didn't know.
So when did Hackers come out? Did Hackers come out before or after Short Circuit?
Oh, it was after. Hackers came out almost 10 years after. Hackers came out in 95.
All right, see, now I got to go look and see Fisher Stevens on.
So it was Short Circuit. 2 years later, Short Circuit 2. What? All
okay.
And then what else did he do?
Well, let's. He did some TV stuff, it seems.
Oh, he was in My Science Project before Short Circuit.
He was in the Flamingo Kid. That must have been a bit part with Matt Damon.
I don't know, but My Science Project, he was a pretty decent character in that, if I remember right.
Well, yeah, he was one of the main. He was
one of the mains, and he was American there.
Okay, but here's the thing: My Science Project was not a big hit.
No, it wasn't. You're right.
Yeah, I would say it's the opposite. The problem is that there hadn't been that many actual Indian actors in movies.
I mean, yeah,
it's fair.
So Super Mario came out in 93. So that was the other.
Sorry, I'm losing Super Mario.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
He was in that.
Oh, okay.
He was one of the Koopas.
All right, fantastic.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm just saying on ones where he did not play an Indian. I was trying to jump to ones where he wasn't.
Yeah. I'm saying we've had so many more Indian actors, on sitcoms and all kinds of stuff since then. But now you go back to Short Circuit, and it's like it's so obvious he's not really Indian. He's just doing a stereotype, and he's white. And he's like, and then you look at it now, and you're like, oh, that's cringy.
And he probably doesn't talk about this role anymore because he's afraid he'll get canceled. Because apparently There is no statute of limitations on public opinion.
Oh, no.
I think the fact that he's carefully not said anything about it in years is probably helpful there.
In an interview...
Yeah, Steve Guttenberg proudly tells people, I was Mahoney.
Yeah.
Before, if anybody tries to bring this up, like, hey, did you know I was in multiple police academies? Yes, but what about this movie, Short Circuit? No, I played an Australian guy with Shelley Long in a movie one time. Yeah, but what about the one with the Indian guy who's like, no, you don't understand. I was in a thing with, like, Lava Lantula.
Yeah.
He'll do anything to deflect from that.
Fisher Stevens, in a 2021 interview with Fox News, said, it definitely haunts me. I still think it's a really good movie, but I would never do that part again. Stevens notes the role was for a white guy when he initially read the script and signed on to be in the movie.
Oh, interesting. So they got him under contract and then said, oh, yeah, by the way, you didn't read the addendums, did you?
Yeah, he says he regrets doing
Watch you do the accent.
He regrets doing brownface in Short Circuit. So,
what's his excuse for Short Circuit 2?
Probably the same reason that Michael Caine did Jaws the Revenge. You know,
yeah,
bought him a house, probably. But who was the other one in that? Michael Onkean or Michael McKean? He was in that too.
Oh, in Short Circuit too? Yeah, but he was looking. He
Yeah.
was a TV actor looking for anything for more money.
That's true.
It was Michael McKean, and because the only other thing he was in Clue and Spinal Tap.
Well,
I guess he was in
Spinal
Laverne.
Tap.
I mean, he made his money. Well, depending upon what his deal is, he might have made his money in Laverne and Shirley.
Well, Spinal Tap became legendary.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't originally.
That's a cult status movie right there. One of the right.
Yeah.
Clue. He probably made a decent amount of money just from the cast.
Actually, I bet he had a better career than Fisher Stevens. So this is Spinal Tap.
Because Michael McKean he was one of the standard players for the rest of the mockumentaries.
So
he's in Waiting for Guffman. He's in Best in Show. He's in all of those.
Well, and as well as Better Call Saul, he was in. He was in Coneheads, Airheads, Earth Girls Are Easy.
I forgot about Coneheads.
He was in the Brady Bunch movie. There's 3 Spinal Tap movies. Evidently, he was also a recurring character in Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was a recurring character in The Good Place. Yeah, so who was he in Little Nicky? I don't know, but he was in Little Nicky. So, yeah, I guess he's had a pretty decent.
Yeah, he's.
Let's see here. He is worth $12 million. And Fisher Stevens is worth $8 million. So, yep, he had the better career or the better deal.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's also older, too, so there is time for Fisher Stevens to catch up.
Well, let's see here. Fisher Stevens is 60. He is 76. So, yeah, there's 6 years difference.
Does Fisher Stevens even do anything? I've not seen anything.
I don't know.
Maybe he's canceled himself.
That could be. You just never know.
As far as Flight of the Navigator goes, it's definitely the most dated as far as costuming goes. You know, there's scenes in that movie where the kids are wearing clothes that are just so 80s. It just really sticks out.
Fisher Stevens.
Where a lot of the effects, work pretty well.
Fisher Stevens is directing. Right now, he's doing a Netflix documentary based on David Beckham.
Yeah, directing is a good. Yeah, that's always a good policy. Get off screen
and he was
direct. Nobody sees you.
Yeah, he was also in the Blacklist, heavy in the last season.
He was also intertwined with Michelle Pfeiffer for a while.
That lies in fabrications. I don't believe that. Fake news. That was
In Style Celebrity Magazine doesn't seem to think so, and neither does this picture that has them both together.
No, still a lie. It was all for publicity.
Just fake news.
Same way Justin and Brittany were just for publicity. It's not. Didn't really happen.
Okay.
So what other topics do we have?
No, I like this trio game we're playing, though. This is one heck of a rabbit hole. This is the game, What's Up with Fisher Stevens?
It's called Can We Live Up to Our Name?
Well, let's just... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Uh-oh. I think my internet just went down. Uh-oh.
Well, I still see you. I still hear you. You're still there. He may not hear us. We still hear. We still hear you just fine.
Oh, just be clear. I can still see you, Shaggy. I just realized they probably would need to know that.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I'm back now.
Okay. You were never gone.
You never left.
You were always here.
Well, that was weird because you guys locked up and I got disconnected. It said unable to connect the host, which is weird. So, okay.
I don't know.
I mean, there was a glitch there at the end when you probably refreshed to reconnect, but the rest of the time we're still there.
All right. So, Mike, you sent along this article trying to cause conflict in the Shaggy house, or trying to plan a trip more so. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
conflict.
did it work?
No, because she had already. Because what you didn't know is that my daughter-in-law already hates me, so she had already alerted my wife to this. No, not going to happen.
Well,
Oh.
here's the funny part. Okay, so for those who have not caught on yet, or for those who haven't put the pieces together, Hallmark is launching its first ever immersive Christmas experience. Now, this sounds a lot more than a convention because they're going to have a Christmas market, food and drink based off of famous Hallmark movies, ice skating, tree lightings, a gift wrapping station, and scheduled celebrity appearances from the most popular Hallmark Christmas movies. My question to Shaggy was, how far away is this from you? It's in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, it's about 4.5 hours away.
My wife, when I told her that, said, that's drivable, and she's going to love it.
Yeah.
Because for those who do not know, Shaggy's wife loves the Hallmark.
Yeah.
And no, that's not a euphemism.
I wish there was a sexual euphemism for, yeah, I'm giving her the Hallmark.
Well, there is now.
I'm
PTR
giving her the
Radio,
countdown to Christmas. Well, I think I know why they're doing this. It's because last December, their ratings, and this is all because of, first they got rid of the, what's her name? Go to jail lady. Aunt Becky.
Oh, Aunt Becky, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't think of her name.
Yeah. Not Lowen. I don't know. But anyway. And then that started the mass exodus because Candace Cameron Bure left. and some other people left. So actually, let's see.
Lori Loughlin.
Yeah, Lori
That's
Loughlin. Who all left Hallmark for GAC? Let's see here. Okay, so Danica McKellar, Jen Leely, Jessica Lowndes, Cameron Matheson, Trevor Donovan. Ooh, that's a big heartthrob loss right there.
So far, I only know one of those names.
Candace Cameron Bure.
That's two.
Let's see here. They also lost the show When Hope Calls. And they greenlit a Christmas movie called When Calls the Heart. So When Hope Calls a Country Christmas. They got Lori Loughlin. So yeah, they.
All right. So the short answer here:
a lot.
Why aren't you going to go?
Oh, you know who Danica McKellar is?
That's the
one
first
that you
one.
know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Winnie Cooper. Of course, I know her.
Yeah. And
well, wait, you're not. You're dodging the question. Why aren't you going to go?
Because we are doing because it's too far.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Why aren't you going to let Angie go?
Well, she can go if she wants.
Okay.
She's not going to.
Why not?
Oh, man, they lost Paul Green, too? He was cool.
But
they lost Mario Lopez.
See, now here's the thing, though. They have different celebrities scheduled every weekend. So you got to look at who's going to be there and decide, who do I want to see?
Yeah, none of the good ones are going to be there. No. None of the good ones will be there because they're too rich for that.
I think that you're being selfish by not going.
No, I mean, no, I'm not. I'm being realistic. Because do you remember when you suggested that we go on the Hallmark cruise? And that thing sold out in
that was Colin.
In like 2 hours?
Well, yeah, it was sold out by the time we actually spoke about it. So you got to make it up to her.
So do you not think this is going to be an absolute sea of middle-aged divorcee, humanity?
Well, there's a difference.
What's the difference? The other one was trapped on a boat?
Yep.
And this one they can sprawl out to the entire town?
This one you're
looking for a prince from a weird nation?
That's right. You're gonna get like the B-list actors setting up camp just outside with their own little trailer. You're gonna get like the Guy Fleegmans from Galaxy Quest setting up just outside, so you don't have to. So you're gonna get all of them.
I will tell you, Mike. Here is the only way that I will go to this, and if you and Colin both agree to this, because it will take both of you, then I will go. All right,
we're screwed. I can tell right now from the look on Colin's face. We're screwed. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, this is how we do it. All right. First of all, we all three fly in on the same weekend. Okay. We all three have to
not
wear
opposed
suits.
to it so far because what?
We all three have to dress up, but Colin has to dress better than we do. All right.
Yeah, because he wants to throw all the divorced middle-aged women at me.
No, I'm not.
No.
Then you and I will have to spend the entire weekend calling Colin Your Highness, and you are going to have to laminate some fictitious royal seals to put on sides of briefcases. And you're going to have to go around like this all weekend.
There's only
yes.
Okay.
You're gonna with your finger to your ear.
What weekend do you want to go?
We'll go the third weekend.
No, see, I'm not available that weekend. But
we can do the second.
But hold on. But if the third weekend works best for you, hold on 1 second, because I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, an idea. Where you try to send Mr. Shitaid now?
Well, the question is it Prince Shathid, are you of royal descent?
Give Mr. Shite time. Think up joke. For sure.
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, because if you are by chance some Saudi Arabian prince who needs help, with his kingdom, maybe not even Saudi Arabia, but some other country like Lufstafistan, then,
Where Mr. Shite wonder where Ulrich von Liechtenstein was from. Gelderland.
Gilderland?
That's where Gelderland. That's
Okay.
where Mr. Shite from.
Okay,
Gelderland.
you're going to have to find a nice picture of your castle, but there's an opportunity for you to find a Mrs. Shathid.
No, Mrs. Shate. Whole idea, you try pun Colin on divorcees. Why Mr. Shate now? No.
What if Mr. Shathid wants a harem of Mrs. Shathids?
Mr. Shate not masochist like that.
Well,
One woman do this. It's okay. Harem women do this too much. Mr. Shate drink to coma.
all right. So it sounds like Hallmark not going to happen is what we're getting to. Hallmark
This
land.
was Hallmark convention.
Yes. Yeah. Hallmark convention not going to happen.
I thought Trekkies.
No,
Phone.
no. We're not sending you to
Disney cruise.
no Disney cruise. But we will
I
keep
hear
you.
Tinkerbell available.
We will keep you in mind, though, for Furry Fest. 25. That's coming around the corner.
No. Furry Fest no good.
Yes.
Dogs get confused around Mr. Shitty.
Okay. Well, how about Bondage Bonnaroo? Are you interested in going to that one?
You need to stay off internet. You have reached corners of internet that no man should go.
Well, I haven't hit that sign that says we're at the end.
To Bondage Bonnaroo.
Well, so you'd be
made that up.
surprised. It's not as far of a leap as you'd think. You just got to go Hallmark, GAC, and then one more channel over, and you can be right there. It's weird the way the cable box works sometimes.
That's what happened when you order cable box from Timu.
What happens when you think
funky
we're supposed to say is a cable box?
Get funky channels from some guy living room. Sit there, fingering belly button, say you want to touch. No.
Oh,
you cross line.
You better go. You better leave pretty quick. I hear Fisher Stevens is coming to take your spot.
Ever try to disassemble poo?
All right. So yeah, no, not.
No, I guess Hallmark's not happening.
No. Now, Mike, the other one you sent, which I love, I absolutely love, is the. What?
Sorry, Mama Blair said Colin is not allowed to go to the Hallmark convention anyway. Is there something that we? What am I missing? Is there something that I'm missing here, Colin? Or why would Mama Blair say you're not allowed to go?
Not sure.
Okay.
Although I am not allowed to go on vacation this year in general because of I'm very behind on vacation days.
Okay.
After surgery last year.
So, Mike, the show in general, but especially you, have a love-hate relationship with HOAs?
Yeah, listen. You can. This is not a political thing, but like I'm not going to live somewhere where there's a body other than like the government. This pseudo-fascist government telling me what I can and can't do with my own property.
Yeah.
If unless I'm specifically like I'm in a retirement village where, okay, you're doing everything for me anyway. Fine, I won't put out Christmas lights that aren't approved. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
California, guy had a boat parked in his driveway, on the trailer, in his driveway.
Mm-hmm.
The HOA said, this is ugly. You got to put up a fence to hide the boat because it's distracting when people drive past. So this guy is my new hero because he put up
Luckily, he put up a fence.
He did put up a fence and then proceeded to do the most baller thing possible and have an artist come in and paint the fence so it looks like the boat and the driveway behind it.
Yeah.
So the fence is there as requested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is the most amazing thing that, like, I wouldn't have never thought of that. And now I have. In fact, now, here's the thing, folks. I would have taken a picture before the fence went up. And through the magic of Butterstown.com, I would have had a printed vinyl wrap.
Like chimp.
That could be applied to the fence, photorealistic to the fence.
I would have done like the Chip and Joanna reveal, like what they do when they pull apart the gigantic picture of the old house, That's, I would have had something like that, Either that or I would have made the painting or the picture look more decrepit than the boat actually was.
Oh, yeah. Like, I
would have made it look terrible.
But see, here's the thing. Like, the boat sticks out higher than the fence.
Yeah.
So they did as best they could to line up the drawing so that, like, the canopy or the fly, whatever.
Well, you can always repark the boat to get it to line up better, too, But.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is, like it's just perfect how it
but you could have had, like, the one tire off or put the trailer on blocks in the painting. Had a big hole in the hub, with, like, a cat jumping out of it. You could have had, like, dead fish on the side of the boat.
Well, yeah, they could have made it more offensive.
Yes.
Basically, yes.
But
at the same time, this is, you could have also gone to the complete other extreme and just, put some, I don't know, naked ladies on there. But, you would have been disowned if you went. That's what I'm being told.
God.
Now, what if the Hallmark Channel was based in Britain, and this was basically a British convention?
Mm-hmm.
Would he still be disowned?
Well, it'd probably be better than Hallmark then. So
probably.
But I don't see the love part. Shaggy, you said you have a love-hate relationship, and it sounds like we all have a hate-hate relationship with HOA.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. What's the love part?
When there's bad neighbors.
Well, see, the whole idea though is for us to live where neighbors aren't close enough that they want to be bad. Fine, I don't have to deal with it. You're way to frick over there.
Nah, true.
That's the whole idea. Like right now, I don't live in an HOA, but I can tell you I have a love-hate relationship with my neighbors. Like, most of the time, they're great. But for the love of God, they make matchlight charcoal for your grill that you don't need a gallon of lighter fluid. Or I got to close all my windows because you're cooking. I mean, I'm walking around today. I swear to God, I'm walking today, and I said to Kim, you smell gas? And no, it's because the window was open and they were starting their freaking grill. So times like that, I hate them. But most of the other times I love them because they don't bother us at all.
Yeah.
So, but no, HOAs, the only reason I would love an HOA is because they do all the property maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they do all the property maintenance. If I'm living in an HOA, listen, you better mow my grass. You better shovel my snow. You better take care of my sewers. You better rake my leaves. You better do all of that stuff that I don't want to do.
See, it's like we have an HOA for our subdivision, but, or I guess we don't have HOA, but we have covenants, which is, a little bit similar. And covenants, basically, there's a set of rules and guidelines for our subdivision that you have to abide by that says, you can't fence in your front yard. You can't keep non-operating vehicles parked in your driveway for more than 3 months. You can't, there are certain things that you're just not allowed to do. But the nice thing is, most of the time, they're never enforced. And they're only enforced when they become a problem to your neighbors or, other people on the block. And so they're, but most of the time, they're just like, and like, you can't paint your house offensive colors.
What exactly is an offensive color, though?
Purple, neon green, But
things who
like
decides if it's offensive?
that.
See, this is where
Technically, the board or whatever in the hell we have does.
Yeah, that's an HOA then. If you have a board, it's an HOA.
Yeah. We have an association. That's what it's called.
Well, what do you think the A in HOA stands for?
But we don't. You don't pay into it.
Okay, so you don't pay. All right, so yours it's like a neighborhood watch.
Yeah,
version of
HOA. It's
Okay.
designed so that it's just designed so that the neighborhood doesn't go to crap. Because we do have quite a few rental properties in the subdivision, like duplexes and things like that. And when the subdivision was small, they said, "Hey, listen, if we're going to have these duplexes and triplexes in here, we want to make sure that the landlords are held accountable to keep them up and not turn this into another, hood."
Okay.
So this helps
I
enforce that. So, because that's what tends to happen in some neighborhoods around here is, they build, and I think it also caps how many of the houses in the subdivision can be multifamily units. So, or what percentage as the subdivision grew could be single family versus multifamily units.
Okay.
So. I don't know. There's like
in other words,
I have
it's
a
to keep
book around here somewhere.
Yeah. So in other words, it's to keep drug lords from coming in and ripping everything down and putting it in a resort.
Kinda, yeah. I'm not gonna say it's been 100% successful. Maybe 90%. But it's not been too bad. So it's definitely not the hoity-toity neighborhood of some of them, where just the prices of houses keeps people out. But it is. Speaking of houses, so I did. I finally got a contractor to come out and do a look-see to see about the construction project I'm looking at, because I'm now convinced the price tag is going to be to the point where I'm not going to call it an addition. I am now calling it the Wallison Memorial Wing. So in fact, I'm going to get a plaque and then get it installed as such, because I don't know if you priced construction lately, but it's ridiculous. So the new wing is going to get probably installed. I'll find out what the price tag is actually going to be here in another couple weeks. And the reason why we have definitely settled on that is because I finally did find a house that meets the criteria for what it would take to move. Have I told you guys that I found this house yet?
No.
Do you want to take a guess as to what the cost of this house is that would meet the criteria required? Which is pretty simple. Pretty simple. I have a minimum of 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, main floor living, kitchen big enough for at least a dual in-wall oven with an island. Okay? So
not okay, because
There's no way that Mike's going to be able to guess.
No,
I would go
because
6.
I can tell you what that would cost in New Jersey.
well, he might be right if he guessed that in New Jersey pricing.
New Jersey pricing, that's easily $700,000.
You're low still. The price tag that I found for a house that meets those requirements, $1,065,000.
Where?
There's like one house like that around here.
There's a subdivision which has several houses that are like that. It happens to come with another 2 bedrooms and a pool and a jacuzzi. But to get main floor living and a kitchen that meets her requirements, that's what you have to buy. Because you either get main floor living or a kitchen like that. You don't get both.
Now, see, that's kind of weird, because a lot of the houses that Kim and I are looking at on Zillow elsewhere outside of Jersey, actually you meet those for maybe $450.
Yeah,
Yeah,
How much property?
There were a bunch of those. I think a couple of years ago was a very popular build that I think none of them are on the market right now. Is the issue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They're all picked up by young families, so they're probably several years away from wanting to sell again, and they're mostly around here in the better school districts. So if they do go on the market, they're pretty much sold day of.
and they're going to go for between $500,000 to $700,000 at least, because you're paying for the school district a lot of times.
Yep.
So they're going to be close to $250,000 or more as the market continues to go up, because in that type of area it's only going to go up. The next closest place I found was $500,000, and it was 35 minutes out of town. It was in Verdon. So, not. So it was not looking good to move. So building the new wing is my new strategy. So, as long as it doesn't cost much as the house, I'm okay.
So, Mike, just so you know, Verdon is not where you can hear the dueling banjos, but they are next door to the dueling banjos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
So,
but you wouldn't be able to hear the dueling banjos over the cicadas, so it's cool.
No, and they are coming. You can tell that it's coming in the wind pretty soon. We will be invaded. And
somebody said to me, like, I haven't heard the cicadas yet, and I said, listen, y'all are pushing. Anytime somebody says that they want instead of warehouses or something in town, we should try and get a company to build a data center. You sit in your yard and listen to cicadas. That's what you're going to hear.
Yeah.
All the damn time.
That's why they build data centers either in the middle of industrial, places or in the middle of nowhere. Because nobody wants to hear the HVAC, electrical hum, etc., constantly.
You should have seen the look on my face when I found out that a lot of these newer data centers are going in with liquid cooling.
Oh, yeah. We've got it at our
equipment.
office.
I said, wow.
Yep.
Okay, then.
But they're not liquid cooling the machines. They're liquid cooling the rack.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's in rack cooling. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is, better.
And that's about as far as I'm allowed to speak about this topic. So, let's move on.
Yeah. So, this is typically the time where we would get into our movie review. However, guys, I'm taking lead on the movie review, and I started to do a deep dig.
I was.
Oh, were you? Okay. Well, the problem is I started to deep dive into the movie before I started to watch the movie. And I got so deep into the dive that I didn't get the movie watched. So we're going to have to delay it. But, I'm highly disappointed because I didn't see anywhere in this movie where there was a significant character cameo. And we all know you cannot remake a classic without having a significant character cameo.
Well, partially correct. Now, what I will say, because we don't want to get into any of the plot points,
right?
But what I will say is that a sequel has already been approved. They're already working on the sequel.
So there is a chance for redemption if they bring in one for the sequel.
There is already talk that Sam Elliott, if he's still alive, will come in for some kind of part in the second one.
Okay. Well, that might redeem them. But what I want to know is, why did no one reach out to Patrick Swayze's manager? I did not see any.
He's dead.
I know his career hasn't been doing great, but why has no one reached out to try and get him in on this project? I mean, I haven't seen him in a lot recently, but yeah, I know he was concentrating on his family. And
Shaggy, I know what you're trying to do, and it ain't working. Please don't. You're not making yourself look good at all by going down this road, man.
All right.
Like if you had talked about some of the other
what about Jeff Healey?
characters that No, see, you got to in the sequel you got to have Kevin Reeves playing Jeff Healey.
Well, is Sunshine Parker in it at least?
I have no idea who that is.
That was the doc. That was the hot doc lady.
Look, she's dead? Seriously?
I have an entire, because I was supposed to lead the actual review of this movie, and I have an entire review. I actually wrote for it.
Well, we're going to get to that, but I want to know, why is Ben Gazzara not the dad? You know, why?
I'm just saying, part of my review is that the original movie starred Patrick Swayze, and that's about it. And here you are coming up with people you think you know.
Everybody knows Ben Gazzara.
Sunshine Parker, you're thinking of Kelly Lynch. She's still alive, you fool.
Well, Sunshine Parker played Unforgettable Doc, the kind doctor who treated Dalton.
That's not the doctor. That was the dude that he rented the loft from.
Oh.
That's who Sunshine Parker was, not that doctor. The doctor was Kelly Lynch, and she's still alive.
Well, is this guy at least renting a beach cabin to... No? Okay.
No.
Darn it.
There are no... Well, there's a beach.
Who names their boy Sunshine Parker? That's a stupid name. Actually, his name is Lloyd Olin. Why was he called Sunshine?
You know what? They could have brought in Travis McKenna.
Yeah.
Travis McKenna was the big heavy bouncer dude.
Or Red West.
He died. Marshall Teague, the bad guy. Could have brought him in.
He died.
No, he's not dead.
Well, are we playing this guy's dead or is this guy alive? I don't know which game you're playing now.
I was going to say, Marshall Teague was the only other person I even listed in my review.
Anyway,
by name.
movie.
Well, they definitely can't bring back the martial arts bad guy. I mean, we all saw him die in the movie. I mean, that was real.
That's Marshall Teague.
Well, yeah. He talks about as good as Val Kilmer does now, though. What, without his throat and all. All right, so next show, we're going to review Roadhouse.
Some, you know, my wife once asked if we would ever go on a cruise with you guys. And I got to bookmark this episode as a reminder as to why I couldn't do it, because God forbid we were at sea and you started going off on a tangent like this, where both Colin and I are both shaking our heads wondering what the hell just happened. Did you know that 4 to 6 people die on cruises like every month, and they just stick them in the freezer because there's a morgue on every cruise ship?
That's a lower death rate than anywhere else, though.
So,
actually, 3 to 4 people die per week on a cruise.
Per week, even
per
better.
week.
Did you also know that if you're on a cruise and suddenly they run an unlimited ice cream social, it's because they've run out of room in the morgue and they need to clear out space in the regular freezer?
That's probably be not on one of the ships that I'm ever on, because they have freezer space.
What movie? Can't remember the movie. But it was Chunky Monkey that they were trying to eat through. But there's a movie about that.
I'm going to be cruising in December in a ship that hasn't even launched yet. And I'm doing another one next year to Alaska again. Because cruising to Alaska is a wonderful thing.
Okay. That's what everybody tells me. Like, if you're going to do a cruise, don't do the Caribbean because that's just overdone. Do Alaska because it's beautiful.
I have some friends who did an Alaska cruise. They were very happy with it.
Well, don't do like a huge, like week-long Caribbean cruise. But, you know, a weekend cruise, which is what I do in December, that's fun. You know, you leave Friday, you get back Monday. It's a good time.
Okay. I'd still throw Shaggy off the boat if he started on one of these tangents about people recasting people that are already dead.
With other people who are already dead as
Mike, I wouldn't throw you off, but I would do the I'm King of the World thing. I'd hold you for the I'm King of the World thing.
Yeah, luckily you can't go up to that place on most of the cruise ships.
I was going to say,
that's where the helicopters land.
After Titanic, they pretty much they started restricting access to every fun spot. How many idiots, right? Like went and saw Titanic and then tried to do that. Like, you know, there were cruise people seeing that. Like, get the tape, get the caution tape now, get the chains. Do something. Don't let them over there.
Oh, I don't know. Boy, a bunch of fun killers. All right, folks. Well, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. So right after the Memorial Day holiday, look for us a week from then. So we'll be back on the 3rd is when we're going to be back. And we will be doing the review of Airplane. No. Definitely of of Mike having an aneurysm. So yes, of Roadhouse. The new Roadhouse. Roadhouse 2, Road Hard. So we will be doing it's Roadhouse 2, Road Hard, Put Away Wet, because it's in the Florida Keys. So we will be
watching.
It actually would be Roadhouse 3 because there already was a Roadhouse 2.
Oh, okay. So this is Roadhouse 3, Road Even Harder. Got it.
You are getting the wrong movies off the wrong server.
So, this is Road Hardest. Got it. So who rides who? Gotcha. So this has
Made in Thailand.
Yes. Road to Recovery. This has been PTR Radio. We hope you've enjoyed this wild and definitely weird show, as it has been. But more importantly, don't forget to check out ptrradio.com as well as all of our social media channels at PTR Radio. Look forward to any topic suggestions you guys have that will help steer this ship, as it were, since we can't go to the front and yell, "We're kings of the world" anymore, as Colin dashes our dreams for DiCaprio, like photo opportunities. So with that said, folks, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm confused as hell.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.